Well, yeah, a very good morning to everyone. I'm DJ Sean, and welcome through to a Saturday morning stream. I hope you've all had a fantastic week and looking forward to the weekend. I know that I certainly am. So we are sitting here. We are back in Australia for this flight today. But before I get into all that, hi, I'm DJ Sean. I'm a charity streamer. I do this to raise money and awareness for various charities throughout the year and throughout each month. And this money, excuse me, this month we're raising money for the Red Cross Foundation. Excuse me, the Red Cross Australia Charity Foundation, which is a fantastic Australian charity who raise money and assist people through disasters and help with various community services. They also run a blood drive to get a lot of blood for the hospitals and for people who need it the most. So it's a fantastic Australian organisation, and I'm very pleased to be able to support them through the month of October. Excuse me. Okay, so with that out of the way, and before I get started, you can find all the information out about the Red Cross just below the stream. Alrighty, so we are sitting here with a voice that's failing me as usual. Here in Brisbane in the Zibo 737. It's version 3.30i or India, which is the latest as of yesterday version of the Zibo 737. And we're here in Brisbane operating down to Sydney. The weather up and down the east coast of Australia at the moment is fairly average, which is good for us. We like average weather. It gives us something to do, and it's a little bit no, it's not too bad in Sydney, but it is wet in Sydney at the moment, so hopefully we get some of that rain on the way down. So I'm thinking about doing a multiple sector day today, so when we get to Sydney, hopefully you guys can tell me where I go next, so I am open to suggestions about where we fly to for the next sector. So as I said, we are in the Zibo 737. It's this guy just here. In the Virgin Australia livery. This is Dreamtime Beach, which is one of the last of the 737-800s that Virgin Australia has got before we start taking on the MAX aircraft later on in a year or two. So we are sitting here in Brisbane, Brisbane International. If we zoom right out, you can see that the weather is a little bit crappy around Brisbane at the moment, and we're sitting here at the Virgin Australia terminal here. We have got some aircraft online, so there's an American aircraft down there, which doesn't look that accurate. What's his call sign? November something or other. So yeah, okay. With a call sign like that, you would probably get an American livery. And for some reason, I don't know why it is, but my aircraft don't seem to have the gear down when they're on the ground, which is a little bit annoying. But oh well, we'll work through that later on. Okay, so we are sitting here in a very cold and dark aircraft, so we're the first crew to arrive. The aircraft would typically be on ground power, but this one's not, so this one's completely cold and dark from overnight. So we'll go ahead now and get it started. So the first thing we want to do is go to the battery switch, turn the battery on, which will provide some basic power, get rid of the exit lights, and go straight for the APU and start that guy. You get some basic functionality here that lights up, nothing too riveting, but as we get the aircraft on the bus, you'll start to see some things light up. Okay, as the APU starts to settle, we see the APU engine gas temperature of the turbine start to reduce. And it'll set around about the 500s to the 4 to 500s, which it has. Bus is available. We'll put the bus on. We'll turn any fuel pump on. So we'll start from the overhead panel down here. So we can't have the yaw damper on just yet. We've got one fuel pump on. Going over to the next line down. Sorry, we've got the cabin utility and IFE and passenger seat power on. We've got. We don't need to worry about any of the standby power or the drive disconnects. We're on the correct bus. Going over to the next one, we don't need to worry about some lights, don't need to worry about equipment cooling. turn the the chimes on. The passenger seatbelt signs, we are fully fueled, so we'll turn the seatbelt signs on now. Going across to the next one, window heats coming on. Come down to the next one. We will pressurise the hydraulics now. You can hear a little bit of a whine from the hydraulics coming down here. We want to have the APU bleed on, the left and right packs on, and the isolation valve to auto. And now we've got some cooling. That's you can hear the fan spooling, and we're now having the aircraft air conditioned, and we should see the temperatures in the cabin start to return to normal. So we've got the position strobe and steady light. We'll put that to steady, and we'll go up here and turn these guys around to nav, and we'll get the IRS aligning. Okay, so FMC position initialization. We'll give that a second to warm up. First start of the day, we'll go across to the left. Turn the yaw damper on now. We've got pressure in the hydraulics. Should have about just shy of 3,000, which we've got 2840 in the left and 2810 in the right. That's fine. And the quantity, both in the hydraulic A and B, is more than acceptable. Get you back there. I don't think from memory we have any ATC online. I'm just going to check here, show who's online. No, we have 0 ATC. There we go. There's the enter IRS position. So we are here in Brisbane, which is Yankee Bravo Bravo November. Put that in there. So it's south 2723, east 153.7, 2723, 153.07. That's what is the looks like what we want. So we'll go chuck that in there, chuck that there, and through the magic of technology and increasing the speed of which these things align, we are now fully aligned, which is good. Okay, so we can do some tests now. So we'll start from down the bottom here, and we'll do a couple of tests here. So we're doing a fault test here, 5 fault tests there. Coming over to the alternate gear. That's all working there. We'll do a TCAS check. Check all the
adjust vertical speed.
Fuses are all in.
Climb now. Climb,
so they look like they are.
now. Climb, crossing,
Coming over
climb,
here, looking at all the fuses,
crossing,
making sure that
climb,
they're all in, which they are.
Climb, clear,
Make sure that we got the coffee, which we do.
Descend,
It's a bit of a test here.
Crossing, descend, crossing,
Check over here.
Descend now. Descend now. Increase, climb.
Coming up here, do a couple of checks here. So we've got a Mac test, which we can't run while the TCAS is on.
Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed.
We do the store one though. You can see that my left side is shaking. We'll get you off the TCAS there. The right side should be shaking, which it is. Coming over here, we've got those tests there. Coming down over here, while we do that test, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a quick light test. Check you. Check you. Check you. Yeah. Do a light test. Make sure that everything's lighting up like it should be.
Too low, terrain. Too low, gear. Too low, flaps. Too low,
Checking the overhead
terrain.
panel here.
Slide slow. Bank angle. Bank angle.
All looking good.
2,500. 1,000.
Alrighty, what do we have here for our QNH? Dot met YBBN. Whoop, that's not a dot. Let's try again. Unrecognized command.
Wind shear. Wind shear.
Okay, that's different.
Terrain ahead.
Don't know why that stopped working.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Okay, we'll try this one.
Obstacle. Obstacle. Obstacle ahead. Pull up.
It's really interesting. Why haven't you worked? Yeah, that's working. Commands. We got a meta. Oh no, because it's exclamation mark meta. Whoops. YBBN. Whoopsie. Okay, so we got QNH1018. So we'll go set that now. 1018. Then over here, turn you to hectopascals. 1018. And 1018 set there. Okay, we'll do a quick pre-flight checklist, and then we'll go through the flight plan and get cranking. Get cracking maybe, or get cranking. One of those two. Checklist, there we go. Ooh, actually, I don't think we need to even use a checklist there. I think we've got a checklist just here now that I've fixed up. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so oxygen tested 100% my side, tested 100% your side. The navigation, transfer, and display switches, that's these guys here. It's normal and on auto. The window heat is on. It's the 4 across the back there. The pressurization mode selector, that's that guy over here. He's on auto, but we'll also take this opportunity to set up this guy. We're going up to 36,000 feet, which I'll brief in just a little minute. The flight instruments, I've got heading 323 on my side, heading 323 on your side, and QNH1018 on there, QNH1018 on standby, and QNH1018 on your side. The parking brake is set and the start levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alrighty, well let's have a little bit of a look at the flight today. So we are operating Brisbane through to Sydney. We are velocity 924. We are online on Vatsim. So we got a trip time of just over an hour and 10, or just on an hour and 10 minutes, requiring 3.4 tonnes of fuel. We've got an 8-minute contingency there with an extra 300. I've chucked some destination weather fuel in there, some holding fuel of 30 minutes, given that this is Vatsim. And even though we probably won't use it, it's a nice thing to have when we're talking about virtual controllers. So we've got 30 minutes there. We're also carrying an alternate, which is Canberra. And then we've got a fixed reserve there, which is 30 minutes. So the minimum required is, so we've got about just shy of 3 hours of fuel, 7.8 tonnes of fuel required. So we actually need only 7.6, plus the taxi fuel gives us a ramp fuel of 7.8 tonnes. And if we look here, you can see just right in my head there, 7.8 tonnes. Okay, so looking at the zero fuel weight, we are quite heavy, 61 tonnes with the fuel on board minus our taxi gives us a takeoff weight of 68.6 tonnes. Minus our fuel gives us a landing weight, minus our trip fuel gives us a landing weight there of about 65 tonnes. Maximum landing weight for this aircraft is 66.3 tonnes, so we're actually departing with 68.6 tonnes. So we are a good couple of tonne overweight there should we need to come back, and that's just something we need to keep in the back of our mind for our departure briefing. Okay, so we are due out at 22:45, so we're due out in about 9 minutes, so hopefully we can get underway on time, and we should be in there just about a little bit past, about quarter past the hour, about 10 o'clock from memory. Okay, so when we look at shear rates, we look at our basically the cruise segment of our flight. We know that anything greater than 6 means that we're going to have a few over and under speed events in cruise. Basically going to have a rough flight. It's very smooth up there at the moment, so it's only a shear rate of 2 at 36,000 feet. So we should expect a relatively smooth flight for this sector. We've got our alternate summary here. So we've got Canberra, which is our primary alternate. We've also got the Gold Coast and Melbourne there. Don't need to worry about our contingency summary. This is the business end of the flight plan. I won't go through this now. I'll go through this as we start configuring the flight management computer. This is our route here. So this, when we get airborne, I'll do a couple of checks at different waypoints along the way, because this will give us our time en route, time remaining on the plan, as well as the elapsed time, as well as our expected fuel over each waypoint. That's that plan. This is our alternate plan from Sydney through to Canberra. If we need to divert, I'll do much the same there. Okay, so this is the important part. So this is our weather. So you can see it's a wall of text for this for today, but we'll go through and decipher it. So the weather here for Brisbane was taken on the 5th, which is today, from 2130 Zulu, so just over an hour old. The wind is 160 at 6, good visibility, there's a few cloud at 1500, there's broken cloud at 9200, temperature 18, dew point 16, QNH 1018. Looking a little bit beyond, we're going to have that wind swing around and that cloud descend, a bit more cloud moving in. From 2300, which is in about 22 minutes, we're going to see that wind start swinging around, the cloud descending down to 2000 and scattered at 4500. Looking much later on, we don't need to worry about. From 06, there's an inter as well, so there's going to be some rain in Brisbane. We don't need to worry about you. The probability of 30% for this tempo, 0605. So again, that's going to be after we leave. It's going to could get quite gusty, and we're going to see some rain and some storms potentially in Brisbane later on tonight. So that's good to know if we want to do some streaming later tonight and do some thunderstorm activity. Okay, so our destination is Sydney. The weather was taken on the 5th at 21:39 Zulu, so yeah, just on an hour ago. The wind is 200 at 18 knots, the visibility is 6,000. The showers of rain, there's broken cloud at 1200, broken cloud at 1800 feet, broken cloud at 2400, so there's a lot of cloud down there. Temperature 14, dew point 13, so they're very close to each other. QNH 1023. There is an inter which is active now. For 5,000 on the visibility, showers of rain, broken cloud at 1,000 feet from 21:39 Zulu, which is an hour ago. Expect moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. Looking a little bit later on, 0518 to yeah, so active now. We should expect there's that turbulence. So we've got wind of 180 at 20 knots, gusting 30 knots. Visibility showers of rain continue throughout the area. Again, there's an interactive from now. So showers and low cloud, and there'll be an interactive later on from showers and low cloud again. So the weather in Sydney is not fantastic. This is definitely the weather we like to see, which is fantastic. Looking at our alternate for Canberra, the weather was taken just over an hour ago. 180 at 7, good visibility, some cloud there, some more cloud. Quite nippy in Canberra, 10 degrees at the moment, QNH 1025. There's no significant weather events. That all looks pretty good. From 05 2300, that weather looks okay. Becoming between those times, that'll be fine. There's a tempo active, yeah, which is fine. Nothing we need to worry about. Gold Coast, there's going to be some rain if we need to go there, and Melbourne looks fine. So yeah, so Sydney's going to have some weather, which is good. But besides that, the flight out of here might have a couple of bumps. There's a bit of weather around Brisbane. The climb segment of our flight should be fairly smooth, the cruise segment of our flight should be fairly smooth, and the initial part of our descent should be fairly smooth. But when we get into those lower levels into Sydney, we should expect a few bumps, and I'll brief that for the cabin once we get airborne. Okay, so I do apologise for this chart being sideways as usual, guys. This is our visual representation of the route for our flight today. We are taking off from the left-hand side of this and tracking down to the south, down to Sydney. The yellow line is a direct route, and the red line is our flight plan. As you can see, we're going to have a bit of a headwind for this flight today. There's a bit of turbulence and stuff inland Australia, but we should have relatively smooth conditions there on the coast. Alrighty, well that concludes the flight, or the analysis of the flight plan. Let's go ahead now and get set up, and then we will get underway. One of the things I will show you very quickly before we do that is the charts for our flight. So this is the visual representation on the Navigraph charts of our flight. You can see that we're up here to the north, and we'll be tracking this yellow line down to Sydney. Alrighty.
And his name is John C.
Equinox, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. If you've got any questions, please shout out. It's a relatively small audience this morning, which is cute, but please shout out if you've got any questions. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get configured. Alright, so we are sitting here. What I will do is get the flight plan up with the business end of the flight plan up there. One thing I will check though is with that wind, it's going to be runway 19. So we're going to Sydney, which is YSSY. The route that we plugged in from the flight plan software is the Brisbane Sydney 1. put that in the company route. Oops, load route error. Ooh. Maybe it's Brisbane Sydney 01. Did I put... I wonder what I did. Maybe I didn't export it. Sid 01. Okay, well we're going to have to manually build that. That's okay. Runway 19. So it's the... We'll do a departure here. So it's a departure... Interesting. Maybe it wants us to put the route in first. So Brisbane, oh, that's probably why. YSSY. Yeah. Let's just try that again. Maybe I'll stuff that up. Brisbane, SID 1. Well, okay. Operator failure. Alright, activate, execute. So we should have the route in there, which we have. So it's Hugo, Apagi, Tisa, Admar, Sanad, Mihan, Corky, Sadler, Boree. Alrighty. Hey, New Spitty, how are you? Good morning to you, sir. I appreciate you reminding me. I'm a bit tired this morning, a bit lethargic, so I need to make sure I wake myself up before we get airborne. There we go. Runway 19, the Hugo departure. We'll brief that in a little bit. Okay, so looking at our flight plan here, the business end of our flight plan, we'll be starting from the top part here, which is the FMC data entry, which you can see just here. And then we'll be focusing on the descent winds for the flight plan. So Brisbane Sydney 1, we're velocity 924. I might just go chuck that in now. Ah, that's what I did. I put Sydney in flight plan. That shows you how tired I am. Let's chuck that in there. That's better. Okay, for performance initialization, we got a 0 fuel weight of 61 tonne. We're carrying reserves of 2.8 and a cost index of 20. We're going up to flight level 360 today. The wind up there is 252 at 29, so it's not too bad, but we're still going to have a bit of a headwind there. And the temperature once we get up there is a balmy negative 47. Alrighty, so here we go. So we will do a standard D rate of 18, or D rate to 24. We won't do a D rate in the climb and go to the takeoff. The wind for our departure, and I'll get it straight off the weather program here. It's 150 at 4 knots, 150 at 4 knots. Don't need to worry about the slope. It's dry conditions here. We're going to have flaps 5 departure. The trim of almost 5, we'll leave that like, oh, we might just put that a bit in there. And we've got 141, 142 and 150 on you. The cruise speed of our flight plan is fine. We'll go for the company descent profile 0.78 and 0.783 280, I'm pretty sure it is. 0.78 300 or 0.78, oh my memory, we might go 300 there. Okay, so the forecast is we want 110, and we're going to put some descent winds in now. So that's this last column just here. So we're going to put 280 in. We're going to put 210 in, followed by 140. Okay, so the wind at 280 is 229 at 4. That's a pretty big wind switch. Then we've got 218 at 5. And then we've got 182 at 9, 182 at 9. Execute U. Okay, so we're going to be landing with about 5.1 into Sydney. We have got quite a bit of fuel on board. It says we're going to land with 4.2. Once we put the arrival in and get airborne and the FMC starts recalculating, that'll definitely come closer to 4.2. We do expect to land with a little bit of extra fuel than we might normally would, and that's purely based on the fact that we are carrying an alternate and a 30-minute reserve on top. So we are taking a little bit more fuel than we would traditionally take. Alrighty, so what I'll do now is go ahead and configure the aircraft for our departure. It'll take me a couple of minutes. I'll be rotating a whole bunch of knobs and knockers and doing all that sort of stuff. Just bear with me for a second, because once I've done all that, I'll then brief the whole thing and it'll all make sense about what I've done. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. First thing I want to do is get some charts up. So you'll see the charts in just a second. There was a chart, there was some changes to the chart, so it's just re-downloading Brisbane Airport for me. 2000 is set there. Might just go ahead and turn the light up here a little bit, get a bit more brightness there on that radio panel. There we go. Okay, so taxi, airport info U, we want a SID, a Hugo 5, we want an approach for runway 19, which will be the ILS, a localizer Zulu for runway 19. Okay, that looks about right. 196. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get set up. Or if I just clicked by accident, I don't know. Let's go reset U. Okay, so we want one. Six. Ugh, I don't like explain the zoom function. 196. Okay, so we want flight director my side as the master, flight director your side. We want 150 on you. 150 on you. You have the max 196. We'll go up to 5,000. LNAV, VNAV, reset you down there. The VOR is 1132. 1132, we'll switch you and put you on here. 11101, which is also set you. 132, switch you. You can go up, you can go down. We've got 36 sets, climb set. Okay, I think we're ready for the departure briefing. Oh, I've got no V-speed set, that's what I rotated around there, auto, that's right. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do, guys, is do a bit of a departure briefing now. So if you've got any questions during the departure brief, please let me know. Back any reminders for me? No new speedy, nothing as yet, buddy, but who knows? Okay, so what we want to do is get some charts on up here. So charts, there we go. Okay, we're just get a drink of water and we'll do our briefing. Okay, so we know that we've reviewed the ATIS and the weather for our departure, so we know what the weather's like here in Brisbane as well as our weather at in Sydney. So our pushback orientation, so as you can see, we are sitting up here on bay 40 something, I think, actually. Let's just zoom out here and have a bit of a wee look here. Yeah, so I think we're on bay 39 or something. No, 39 is going to be down there. 40 something, something or other. Bay 40 something. So one of the things we need to do is organise our. Don't spoil the glass on your. Spill the glass on your keyboard. It's only it's only water. It's nothing too sinister this morning yet. We'll just get better pushback here, and we'll pre-plan the pushback here real quick. So runway 19, so we want to go there. Yeah, that'll do.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alrighty, so lovely lady going to be pushing us back today. So the pushback orientation is going to be a face right tail left pushback where we taxi out to runway 19. Speaking of our taxi route, so we are departing runway 19, which is down here. It's this guy just here. We'll aim to get off on Alpha 3 and then blast off. What add-on is that for pushback? It is called Better Pushback. It's fairly simple. It's free of charge too, so you shouldn't have any problems getting it. So the departure here will take us probably already onto Charlie 6. We'll jump down Charlie onto Alpha 3 and blah. Don't think we can jump off. I think we've got to go the full length for runway 19 from memory. I don't think we get to do an intersection departure from Alpha 3. I didn't know if that was permitted here in Brisbane due to noise abatement. Oh, anyway, we'll jump off an Alpha 3. Don't tell anyone, and blast off runway 19. Speaking of blasting off, we know that where the runway conditions are dry. It's going to be a flaps 5 departure for today. We're doing a standard 24k D rate, no assumed temperature. And we'll be using LNAV and VNAV to assist with the departure. It is a left seat takeoff, which means I am pilot flying. You guys on the stream, you will be my virtual FO, so if you see something at the start of the takeoff or throughout the takeoff roll, please sing it out. I'll do an assessment on whether we abort or not. So that's from 0 up to 80 knots. From 80 knots through to V1, I'm only going to abort for something like an engine failure or loss of control of the aircraft. From V1, we're going to take the problem into the sky. Speaking of taking the problem into the sky, we have got here the chart, the ILS Zulu chart for runway 19. It's chart 11-3, effective the 19th of July. It calls for a course of 196 and 110.1 for the ILS. We've got 196 set up on both left and right sides. And the ILS frequency of 110.1, which you can see set up just down here. So if we do have a problem with the aircraft, then we get airborne and take the problem into the sky. One of the things we need to be aware of is we are about 2 and a little bit tons overweight. So we know from reviewing the flight plan earlier, I think we're sitting around about 68.5 tons. And takeoff weight, and max landing weight for this aircraft is about 66.3 tons from memory. So one of these we'll do if time permits, and we haven't lost an engine. If it's something else wrong with the aircraft, we might stay up there and burn some fuel off. At least try and get closer to our max landing weight if time permits and the situation permits. If it doesn't, what we'll do is we see on the chart here, we've got some lower. The minimum safe is definitely lower out to the east because of obviously all the water. So we'll do a couple of left-hand turns, come out around the water and come straight back onto the ILS for runway 19 and accept an overweight landing. If nothing does go wrong, we've been cleared for, we will fly the Hugo 5 departure. It's this guy just here. It's chart 10-3 Charlie, effective the 27th of July 18. It calls for us to fly initially heading 196, and at 600 feet we do a left-hand turn, no greater than 220 knots at Dadan. From Dadan it's through to Dennis, Lily, and through to Hugo. So it is track 196 to Bosvu. At Bosvu we, and not below 600 feet, we turn left to track direct to Dadan. Minimum bank is 25 degrees, so it is quite a substantial turn. I've got 30 set as our default anyway. End turn and max of 220 knots to Dadan, track 108 to Dennis, track 188 to Lily, and track 188 to Hugo, and then we plan route. So let's do a quick check here. We'll jump down here and make sure that the legs represent that. So we've got Bosvu there at 600 or above, and to Dadan we've got 220 or below there for the speed requirement. From Dadan it's through to Dennis, Lily, and Hugo. So we know that all looks good. So we'll chuck that back there for the ground chart, and I'll just send that in there. Okay, the terrain, we know that there's some terrain to the western side of the field. I'll have weather my side, terrain your side, and that shouldn't pose us any concerns. Besides that, we know that the weather is a little bit rough around here. It's definitely worse in Sydney, so we might expect a few bumps there in the climb out. Alrighty, well we were due out at 4:05. We're now 11 minutes late. So we'll get set up now and get underway. If anyone on the stream's got any questions there about the departure brief, let me know. Otherwise, we'll get underway into VR and push back and get airborne. Moscott, hey buddy, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome. Just check here. We're all good. Can you see other aircraft? At the moment, well I can. At the moment I don't think we've got anyone else here on the deck here in Brisbane. It's pretty quiet. We've got some police over there, but no. Meteor, Metar, New Speedy, M-E-T-A-R. You were close. Okay, let's. I think we're pretty much ready to get underway. ICP and another aircraft from Vatsim is white. Okay, Muscat, sounds like you've got a bit of a glitch there or something like that. METAR, mate. METARYBBN. There you go. Alrighty, let's get underway. So I will go and jump into VR now, and we'll get underway. So I'm just going to make the screen go black here for a second, guys. Just give me 1 second. You're going to see this go... which one do I need to turn off? That guy there. Alrighty. There. VR, enable VR. Alrighty. Give me 1 sec. A clean headset is a happy headset. Okay. Don't tell me I've got a dead controller. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Alrighty, so let me go ahead now and get some stuff into VR. So we'll get you up there. 1 at a 2. Grab you, pull you in, chuck you there. Morning Tron, how you going, buddy? Welcome. And we'll grab you and chuck you about there. Close you. Grab you. And 1 at a 1. There we go. Actually, we might make you just a little bit smaller. And chuck you down there. You can be my virtual FO. Alrighty, there we go. Test. Pilot passer, hey, in VR, feel like you're in the real thing and explain. You definitely do. You very much do. Okay, what's my checklist look like here? Am I able to move you over here? Yeah, you're just a little bit small for my liking. Just a little bit small. Oh, wrong button. But if I click you, you go back and in there. Oh. Yeah, you're a little bit small for my liking. Just seeing whether I get used to that checklist or not. What's your resolution in VR? Feeling better than death, I hope? Yeah, Tron, feeling much better, buddy. Definitely getting better. What's your resolution in VR? Just the standard resolution. Can you go? Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see okay. I don't know, buddy. It's just the standard resolution for the Vive. I might just go back a little bit more here. There we go. Give myself a little bit more extra space. Yeah, there we go. Can I get the gear handle? Yes, I can. Okay, let's go ahead and get set up. So you're on. Don't worry about you. Close you guys. See you later, guys. Make sure that you're locked, which you are. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So let's do a checklist. So the checklist is before start. So we've got fuel. We've got 7.7 tons as per the plan, and the pumps are all on. We've got nothing in the center tank required. The passenger signs are on. The windows are locked my side, locked your side. The MCP, we've got 150, 196 and 5000 set. The takeoff speeds we've got is 141, 142 and 150 set. The CDU pre-flight is complete. The trim is free and 0. And the taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed to the line. Below the line, the flight deck door is closed and locked, and the anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist is complete. I use the PSVR and PC. It's not that clear to read stuff and things like that. I think the PSVR, yeah, that's why the zoom function that you've got in X-Plane makes it a little bit easier, but the Oculus Tray tool allows you to up the resolution you speed, and that makes stuff a little bit cleaner. So that's what I do as well. Okay, so we want ground services, better pushback, request pushback. We'll just get a little loading screen here for a second.
Down in cockpit, tow is driving up.
And here he comes now. Through the aero bridge. Yep. YOLO. Through the pole. Through the pole again. Is VR worth it? Absolutely, Pilot. If you fly an X-Plane, it is definitely worth it. X-Plane have done a absolute fantastic job of bringing VR in natively. They've done a fantastic job.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So, Pilot, I've only made myself sick in really, really severely bad turbulence, and I was sick myself. I had the flu or something, and I made myself sick that way. I have never been sick in VR besides then, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be honest. What's your FPS and X-Plane DCS in VR? So Nispity, I said around about 45 in each.
Tow connected and bypass train inserted. Release parking brake.
Release parking brake. So let's get the timer running. So the clock is running and the brakes are released. Clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you. Alrighty, we're off the blocks. We are very late. I think we were due way out at 4:05. We're almost 20 minutes late. It'll be interesting to see how my sim runs actually on world flight with about 50 to 100 aircraft all here in Brisbane. That will definitely be interesting. That'll be definitely a test. No worries, New Speedy. We'll see you soon. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the engine started. So packs off, ground on you. Hey Tavers, g'day sir, how are you buddy? Welcome, happy Saturday. Okay, so we're looking at here at the N2 and we're looking for 25. The pressure's coming up. $24 and there's 25, fuel coming in. A bit dusty. As you're meant to be on a Saturday and Sunday morning, mate. Yeah, not too bad, buddy. Gonna watch a bit of Bathurst later on today, and then for the race tomorrow, which will be fun. Start a cutout. So the start valve is now closed, and the engine is becoming self-sufficient and stabilising on its own now.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so there's 20. So we've got a good start on 2 by looks of it. So we've got 20 to 21, 460. So that's 246, which looks good. We'll go ahead and start 1. Okay, there's 25, fuel coming in.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Thanks very much, we'll see you next time. Okay, so hand signal on the left, start a cutout. Okay, that looks like a good start on 1 also. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so thumbs up to you guys. So let's go ahead now and get going. Whoops, you and you. You. on. Laps 5. Control check. Watch your legs, guys. Right, center, right to left, center. Okay, let's do the checklist. Oops, no, you, there we go. Okay, we want the before taxi checklist. The generators are on, the probe heat is on, the anti-ice not required, the isolation valve is on auto, engine start switches are continuous, recalls checked, auto brake is RTO, engine start switches are idle, engine start levers, are idle, detent, flight controls have been checked and the dispatch clearance was checked on the left. Before taxi checklist is complete. Let's go. You on, you off. Clear left, and looks like we're clear right. Let's go, everyone. So you can see us as the little magenta arrow there near Charlie 5. We've got, yeah, we missed Charlie 6, so we'll go around to Charlie 5, onto Charlie down to Alpha 3, and then or Bravo 3 rather, and then onto Alpha 3, and then we'll blast off Alpha 3 runway 19. Okay. One of the things I don't think I turned on was this guy. Yeah, that's the guy we need. Put you down here. Alright, we're right over here. Hear my bloody dogs barking in the background about something. Okay, the cabin is ready. Before takeoff checklist is flaps are 5, green light, and takeoff trim is 4.97 units set. Or takeoff checklist complete. Okay, down to Bravo 3, which will be our second on the right. What we might do here is get the TCAS on now, make sure traffic's turned on, and we'll just make sure that we monitor down the approach on the TCAS, just to make sure, as we're not in controlled airspace, and we are operating on Unicom, we just want to make sure that there's nothing on the approach that we might cut off. And pull you back to idle. So 21 knots on the ground speed, everything's looking good, the cabin is secure, just make sure we're okay there. CP transponder stros, we'll have you down there in a second. Oh, hello, anyone who knows why my Vatsim players airplanes turn white instead of showing the player's airline? It would be dependent on what CSL you've also got installed there, mate. What do you use to show them? You're on the right. Okay, the approach looks clear. Might go ahead now and get going. Clear on you, you're on there. Strobe lights on, TCAS is already on, you're on. Clear left on the approach. Clear right. I think we're good to go. You guys on the stream all good to go? little bit right of center line, but let's get going. Alright, up to 40%. Both engines coming up together, which they are. Let's go. Bit of forward pressure on the yoke. Hand on the throttle until V1. Thrust set. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Checked, thrust hold.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. And 1. Got a left turn here.
1,000.
Laps 1. Laps up. After takeoff checklist. Takeoff checklist, engine bleeds. Are on, packs are on, flaps, sorry, landing lights, sorry, like bloody read. Landing gear is up and off and flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, maintaining 220 knots. We'll also go up. That'll do for now. There's our right turn. And we can accelerate now past our speed restriction of 220 knots. Okay, we'll let the crew up. Alrighty, Command A. There we go, that's how we do that, guys. Go trim. Go trim. Alrighty, we're up to 360 now. 360 set. Hey Milo, how are you, buddy? Good morning to you, sir. We might just get through this next cloud layer here before we let them up. Can detune the nerves now. 108. Alrighty. 10,000 standard, off, standard, and standard. passing through 10,200 now. Checked. Alright, I think it's fairly smooth conditions. I'll let the guests up. There we go, we are away. It's one thing I always forget to do is change it to you. You see us hammering towards Hugo there. Advanced menu plugins, new version of Avitab. So if we go here, Navigraph. Ugh, we got to link it. Oh, I should have done that before the flight. Damn. Okay. Plans, Brisbane, Sydney. We want. That's very big. What do we want? Dennis, Hugo, Puggy, Lily, Hugo, 6,400. We've got 6,800, 6,500 at Hugo. Yeah, cool. That's all looking good. Totally went the wrong way down that menu. There we go. Got a nice tile change there by the looks of it. Got an ortho and its little bugs. Alrighty, now that we're coming to the end of the departure, we can we can get rid of you guys now. Where's you? There we go. Actually, we might put you guys down there now. Makes it a little bit easier to see. Got a little bit of weather return just there. There's a little bit of isolated stuff just over here that we can see to the visibility. Alrighty, as we climb up here now, what I might take the opportunity to do is do some tests because of the upcoming world flight. It looks like me flying in VR is definitely going to be the front runner for the poll that I've got running at the moment. Can you link Navigraph to Avitab? You can, mate, with the updated version of Avitab, the beta Avitab. You definitely can. But because I'm running a poll on my Discord at the moment about which aircraft I fly for world flight. Well, this is really weird, not. At the moment, this is a clear winner, the Zibo 737 in VR. So one of the things I want to do is do a bit of testing on some flights like this one is coming in and out of VR multiple times throughout the flight. So what I will do now is I'm going to jump out into VR into normal mode just for the cruise segment of the flight, and then when we get closer to top of descent, I'll come back into VR. So just give me a second here to jump out. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to quickly adjust the aircon real quick. Alrighty. So one of the things we need to do is link in AviTab to Navigraph. So let's go do that now. Open browser. Yeah. Follow the instructions in your browser. So let me just do this real quick. Yes, allow access. That's really cool. So you can close the tab now. Alright, so we close the tab. So logging me in. Account is now linked to AviTab. Use the airport app to access charts. Use the home. Okay, so do we close you? So the airport's tab. Close you. Close you. Brisbane. Maybe I'll just close you and reset it up. So let's go delete. Let's go YSSY. Sydney. What's that button do? Oh, there you go. Oh god, there's all the charts for Sydney. Marlin 3 arrival, what does that look like in AviTab? So this is the Navigraph charts now. Okay. Not too bad. It's your rotate buttons. It's in daytime. The daytime scheme, the color scheme. That's a little bit annoying if you're flying for night. Doesn't look too bad. It's there's a lot of charts there to go through to scroll to the one you want. The thing about the chart app is that you can favourite the charts that you want and then quickly go through those. Why this is really nice to have it in AviTab, I feel like it's just a little bit too hands-on at the moment. But it's a really good first iteration. It's really cool that they've been able to bring that into Flight Sim. That's really cool to explain. Well, Milo, the tablet, yeah, it is in the tablet as well. But the thing about that is that you need to be able to favourite stuff. You need to be able to quickly go through between charts and having to scroll through everything. Is my take on it anyway. But it's a really good first step. I think it's fantastic. It's really cool. They did a really good job of that. Yeah. It's one thing with the chart app is once you go to an airport and you choose download, you download all the charts to a temporary file on a file on your PC, which means that you've got them. So when you next time you go to the airport, unless there's a revision, you just instantly get them up and it's a lot faster. But you never know. We'll see what these guys come out with. It's definitely doesn't look too bad. Oh, that weather, the repeated cloud textures. Ugh. Yeah, it is, Milo. It's a really good first step. Good old explainer and spinning clouds. It's one thing they really need to do is spend some serious time getting weather going for X-Plane and like sorting their weather system out. God damn, that beard is pretty impressive. Hey Jim, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? It's not looking too shabby, is it, mate? Looking too shabby. Alright, so we want yes, set limit and go for you. We want Alrighty, let's, what I'm going to do here real quick, guys, is bring a little window up here to show you guys some stuff. So, Chrome's going to work? Yeah, beautiful. So during, with most flying streams through the remainder of this month, I'm going to be talking a little bit about World Flight. If you haven't seen World Flight before, it's where a whole bunch of us get together and a whole lot of fixed base sims, so guys that are full setup simulators, and we jump onto Vatsim and we fly around the world over the course of the week. So it starts on the first weekend in November, runs for a full week, and they fly right around the world. I've participated in every year for the last 10 years. 8 of those 10 have been in flying a fixed-based simulator out of Hobart in the 737, but the last couple of years, due to uni and a whole bunch of other stuff, I haven't been able to get away to do it. This year is no different. I'll be doing it in Brisbane, so I'll be flying it. And a quick reminder to everyone on stream, there is a poll currently underway in my Discord in the stream information section about which aircraft I should be flying. If you want to see what those all the options are, it's either flying this in virtual reality, it's flying the 777, or going out and getting the 747-800 and flying that. Please cast your votes there if you've got the Discord access. I'd really appreciate it. And as I get closer to the event, I'll make the call on. I'll fly whatever is the winner. There's one choice, the explain one. Fair enough, Milo. But having a look at World Flight in a little bit more detail, if we look at the flight schedule here, and I'll show you the route map if it loads up, you can see that's the route map that will be flying over the course of the week. It is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So my goal for this flight is, and I'm still working through the roster for the flight to work out the times and what I can do. My goal is to fly at least 10 to 12 hours, or stream 10 to 12 hours a day, and at least do 3 to 4 sectors. Depending on the day, some of those sectors might be 4 and 5 hours. We do get some of the really long sectors some days, so there might only be two flights that day. Yeah, we'll be flying, which will be quite exciting. Yeah, I've got taking a week off there, Milo, for that. It's a really good event. If you can get some time off, buddy, I do highly recommend it. There will be a whole bunch of us that will be doing the flight. But people that know Barbs, a couple of the other guys will be flying with me, and I will be raising money. I haven't worked out the charity yet, but I will be donating $5 from every sector to charity throughout the week. So every sector I do a donation of $5 through to charity, which will be fantastic. I just need to work out what charity it is. If we look at the operation, look at the flight schedule. You can see here, one thing that they do, for example, for the Sydney to Cairns flight, if you click on it, they give you all the information about it, so 240 minutes, and they give you the route. So you'll have the route for every single flight, which makes it nice and easy to, you don't have to sit there and work out what you're trying to do. You just click on each flight and you can get the route, which is really exciting. So you can see that we'll be starting in Sydney. The event always does start in Sydney. And we'll be flying through. It's really interesting. What the hell is that? Flying through to Cairns first, Cairns to Broome, and then we're off into to Sokinaro Hatta, and then we're through to Changi, through to Sultan. And then we go through a whole bunch of different ones that I can never pronounce. So it should be an exciting week. As you can see from the countdown here, 28 days, 22 hours and 27 minutes to go. Working our way through here. It's going to be really exciting. I'm looking really forward to it. They have on their forums, actually no, not on their forums, downloads here. You can download an Excel spreadsheet with the route information for the flight, and as well as you can download the map, but you can also download the schedules for PFPX, so you can put the whole thing into PFPX and do your flight planning, which is really cool. 1,000 go. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Alrighty, what we might do is another quick check here on the flight plan. So Pagi Tisa Tessie at 5.8. Let me just have a look at the flight plan here. Making sure that is what we're getting. So let's have a look here. So if I bring the flight plan back up. So you can see here, Tessie, we need to land with, we need to pass with 5.6. Oops, that's me disabling the autopilot by accident, touching the trim, just confirming N1 LNAV and VNAV speed. Yeah. We've got Paggy, we crossed with 6, we're meant to cross there with 5.9, and Tessie, we're going to cross with 5.7. We should cross there with almost 5.7. So yeah, we are tracking to the plan, which is good. We've got no large variations in the fuel, which is definitely something we don't want to see. Looks sweet. All I could do is fly some routes with Project Fly. All I could do is fly some routes with Project Fly. What does that mean, Milo? Fly some routes with Project Fly. Okay, so we've reached 36,000 feet now. It's time to accelerate to our cruise speed of Mach 0.78. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, your history is also in the Vatsim Online under your ID for Vatsim. It's got your full history of every Vatsim flight, even if you miss one on Project Fly. Oh, that's right, Molly. You added me as a friend on Project Fly, didn't you? I don't even know where friends are. Bookings, fleet, logbook, contracts, schedules, radar, community. Is it under community? No, that's the forums. Radar, is it under radar? No, they overfly weather. They overlay weather on Project Fly now. I wonder if I can put Project Fly up here. Let me just have a quick look here, guys, so you see if you can see it. Project Fly. It's going to go black here for a second, so I apologise. They don't. Some things work, some things don't. Ooh, what do we got here? Did I just get? Ooh, we just got. We just came in line. We just came on with you. Just came into range of Sydney Airport, so we'll just click off that. Sorry about that, guys. Your profile. Okay, so let me go there. One thing I can do here is add a display capture. That might be a little bit better. And display what? Doesn't work. Okay, you guys can't see what I'm doing. All right, view profile. What's that? Oh, Milo. There you go. Accept. Right, okay, so what does that do for me now, Milo? I just display one. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. It allows me to do other things in the background too that not everyone has to see, which is good. Okay, so we have got Sydney, we got Wollongong Centre online. So let's go and have a look at a little bit fantastic. A little bit of a look here. Yeah, so you can see that we've got some control online for Sydney now, but we're just up here. It's us just there. We might contact him and just see if he's controlling a little bit further north. .ms, is it .msg? MSG, I'm pretty sure it is. What is it? m-wall_center. Hi sir, are you controlling north Sid? There we go. Let's see what he says. Where are you? Dot message mel-w underscore center. No, wol underscore center. 40 nautical mile north of Admar inbound. Visit. Estimate at 00. Estimate. Seed 00150. He's probably gonna be like, nah. No, sir. Should fave route on project file, fave route Sydney Mail, no way. Fave route. My favourite route? Do I have a favourite route? View profile. You can see all the places I fly, that's kind of cool. Achievements, logbook, friends, stats. Oh, favourite airport, Melbourne. Favourite route, Sydney, Melbourne. There you go. Flight hours, 93 hours. My average landing rate is negative 276. Let's have a look at Milo's. User overview, stats. Oh, Milo's got a negative, he's got 1 foot average landing on me. 1 foot. You're a better lander than me, mate. That's what this says anyway. Alright, did I'll make the controller get back to us? That work? Maybe, maybe not. Alright, the weather is starting to break up and we're getting to see some of that lovely ortho finally out the window, which is nice. There's a strip down there behind that cloud, just there. Alright, well, time for an in-flight refreshment, I think. A banana. Fantastic breakfast. What's the weather doing down in Sydney, Milo? Can you get me a meta, buddy? For Sydney? Or I can do it. Thank you, sir. Okay, so 210 at 17, good visibility, showers of rain, few at 1200, skate at 2000, broken at 3000. Temperature 15, dew point 14, Tuesday really close, QH 1023. There is an interactive between 2300 0 and 0200 Zulu. Visibility is coming down to 5000, showers of rain, broken at 1000. From 2300, moderate turbulence below 5000. So all that is active for us right at the moment. Yes, we do. What do we got? Coffee and chill? don't want that. We just want the chill. Have I got that one? I think I've just chill. There we go.
Searching for wisdom, nothing's clear. What would become of me if you're not here? I know life is a mental place.
So, let's have a little bit of a looky here at what the real Sydney Airport's doing. YSS hiatus. Golf, parallel on my ops in progress, high intensity approach lighting is on. Okay, so the wind's a little bit different, 180 at 1.5, so they're using 1.6 left and right. With this, and our wind's 210, so yeah, I guess we'll be doing the same thing. Get weather from Project Life, flight progress as well, but may differ. I think maybe Vatsim weather though. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see it there. 210 at 17. It's identical, Milo. Yeah, it's identical. Taxi chart, and okay, what we might do, while I got nothing to do, I might go ahead and put the arrival in, and then I'll brief it in a little bit. For iOS 1.6 right. Execute makes. Music is a touch loud. Okay. Is that a bit better, buddy? Yep, awesome. Okay, buddy, thanks, mate. this up with the bloody X-Plane. Don't know about you, Milo, but I can never pick up Sydney via an X-Plane 1 or 2. Okay, we're gonna land with 4.5. Down the approach, we're going to be quite heavy for this one. Picks it up by itself. Yeah. Got manual 7.3. Okay. Alright, what we might do, guys, we might do a bit of a briefing here for the arrival. So I'll get it done nice and early on, and then that way we don't forget it. So having a look at the chart here, so I've cleared us for the Bori 8 Papa arrival. It's chart 10-2A, effective the 24th of May. So the arrival calls for a route from Bori to Beklo. We've got Bori just here on the left. I'll just zoom in a little bit there, make it a little easier for you guys to see. Beklo we're going to be at 8,000 or above. Dala we've got to be between 5,000 and 4,000. Then we go to Dumob, where we got a 3,000 foot hard. That is set. Hard altitude, and then Erden, where we start the approach. There is a speed restriction here of 250 knots below 10,000, which is what we will do anyway. ATC approach speeds 10 miles from touchdown. We need to be between 185 and 185 between 185 and 160, and 5 miles from the touchdown we want to be between 160 and 150. You can see just how close we will be by then. So we're going to be at 200 by Erden. So we'll be slowing down much before that as we come down the approach anyway. So we'll be able to meet those restrictions. Looking at the next one, which is the ILS for runway 16 right, the ILS or localizer runway 16 right. It's on chart 11-4, effective the 24th of May, which calls for a course of 155, not 155, which you can set there. Course 155 set, 155 set there, and 109.5, which is set here 109.5 with a minimums of 210 feet, which we've got set on the barrow there of 210 feet. The missed approach for this one is track 155, mandatory 600 feet turn right, and track 1705 to 3000 directed by ATC. It's going to be a flaps 40 landing for this one, my landing, so I'll get you guys to monitor my actions and call out anything that you disagree with. It's going to be 142 for the VREF, so we'll do 147 down the approach. Quite fast, but we are quite heavy with a landing weight of 65.5 tons. We know that the weather down there poses a little bit of a threat. We know that we've got some varying winds, we've got some low clouds, we've got some rain, and some turbulence below 5,000 feet. So we just need to make sure that we're on top of our game. I'll have weather radar on my side and terrain your side for the arrival. Besides that, we're looking to roll out here on runway 16 right. We'll jump off on Bravo 7 or worst case Bravo 10 and just come back into the bay via Bravo, cross 25 onto Golf, and then into domestic 2 or domestic 3. It's an auto break 2, and the weather conditions down there will know that the runway is wet. Alright guys, if anyone's got any questions about the departure brief, please let me know, or we'll leave that as completed. When is top of descent now? So we've got descent page, we've got top of descent and 37 miles at 5.8. Alright, so we better do a bit of a chat to the ground here. To the cabin on board. Every time I click on stuff that, I've had crashes, so I'll just leave it. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, you're Captain speaking. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you aboard Virgin Australia flight 924 from Brisbane through to Sydney. We do apologise there for the slight delay out of Brisbane. Unfortunately, we were trying to track down a guest in the terminal and had to offload them. But we're well underway now. We're about 4 minutes from our top of descent up here from 36,000 feet. And the boxes will have you touching down at about 23 minutes past the hour, about 8 minutes late. We have endeavoured to make up as much time as possible, but subject to ATC, unfortunately, we're landing a little bit late. Weather conditions down there, it is rather wet in Brisbane. There is a wind out of the southwest, and we do expect a few bumps as the showers, as passing showers move throughout the area. Well, that's all you'll hear from us unless something does change. So we do appreciate you choosing to fly Virgin Australia this morning, and we trust you had a pleasant flight. Thank you and good morning. Alrighty, there we go. We are back. A few bumps here. Just a couple. You can see the line, vector line, just moving to the left and right ever so slightly. Okay, we're 20 miles from the top of the descent. Going to track this down here. Now we'll go to 12,000 feet, makes it nice and easy. Alrighty, we'll go to the descent checklist. Okay, so the descent checklist: pressurization, landing altitude is 50 feet is set, the recall's been checked, we've got to break this level 2. Landing data, we've got a VREF of 142 and minimums of 210 feet. The approach briefing is completed. The descent checklist is now complete. Easy streaming and on VR, isn't it? No, I don't really know much of a difference, really. The thing that I need to get used to is not just going and grabbing stuff with the controller and having to use the mouse. That's a little bit different. But if I'm going to fly this thing VR through World Flight, I need to make sure I can be able to come in and out of it without the sim crashing, because some of those sectors are 4 and 5 hours long, and I can't sit there and VR that long. On the airplane. We're going to have weather the whole way to Sydney by the looks of it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. There we go, there's top of descent. Here we go. You're gonna give me a drag required warning? Yeah. Let's just have a little bit of a look here. We're coming back on profile. Speed looks good. Acknowledge, but no action required. Watch that speed. We are creeping up a little bit as it does regain its profile, but that should level out a little bit as we grab the vertical profile here and follow it down. Save point. Save. It's a lot faster to save the flight through that menu than it is in VR. I've got a supervisor, Matt. That's Edwin. It's just logged on. Flight prep in Project Fly is awesome. Are you talking about doing the sim brief stuff? Ah, yeah, cool. Yeah, I used to try to use it a little bit when I was doing some flying in the States in the Pilatus PC12, I think, and yeah, it gave me some weird figures for some of the fuel that I needed, but yeah, it seemed like a good setup. If you've got nothing else, I think it does a really good job. They're really that Project Fly is really starting to mature, which is really nice. The question is, where should I fly out of Sydney next? What I'm thinking about next. Should we do a charter into Tamworth or something? Maybe something different. We've got to go to Sydney Coffs. Sydney Coffs Harbour wouldn't be too bad. Ballina? Yeah, not a bad idea. Do we take 7.3s into Ballina? Let's see. I know that we should take the E-jets in there. Oh yeah, we do. Sydney Ballina. Yeah, alright, let's do that. Sydney Ballina. By the time we land, 30 turn around 11, 12:30. Yeah, that should work out. Yeah, alright, Milo, let's do that. We'll do Ballina. Okay, cabin crew prepare for landing. No point flying this sector in daytime, was there, Milo? You can't see the ground. Looks like in the UK. Ah, sure, Milo. Yeah, absolutely. It's very reminiscent of the UK. This flight. What's the Bellina? BNK, isn't it? You're going to be able to get a meta out for Bellina. What BNK? No. BNA, isn't it? BNA, BNK. Question. Airports. Why BNK? BNA, that's it. BNA. There's why BNA. Oh, yeah, there we go. Overclass of 10,000, scatter 2,500. That's not too bad. $6,234 feet. Yeehaw! That's going to be interesting. Okay, we're going to use taxiway Bravo into Bellina. Alright. Yeah, you fly in there, yep. We used to fly the E-Jets in there, and then yeah, flying a 737-800. Shit, okay. It's only 6,300 feet long. No D-rate out of Bellina today, lads. Okay, 12. Alright, we might jump into VR now, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the screen go black as we get ready for our arrival. And let's go ahead and get back into VR and get into it. What we might do here is just pause the music as well. And that guy there. Alrighty, I'm just going to jump into VR. I might do one quick save before I do. Who knows what will happen. That one there, and enable VR. Give me one sec, guys. Okay. You there? That's better. Okay, what I might do is get you up there again, chuck you there, turn you on, and chuck you there, we'll get rid of you.
$1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. We want to go back to 101 and back to you. Okay, turn you down. We need to press something. We need to get Shift Y up. And we are decelerating. 1250 is the center controller.
Tango Sierra Papa again, you've extended too far downwind. If you can keep your circuits within 2.5 miles or 2 miles of Sydney, that would be greatly appreciated.
Ooh.
Also, there's final road side. We thought you'd not until you went on a 10. Space.
Okay, standard.
Again, the circuit is up to you within a boundary. What you do is report on your positions. So you say downwind, and I acknowledge, and then you turn base in finals, and you give a call on finals, and then I'll give you instruction whether it's touch and
Milo,
go,
can I get
or
a
whether they can
meta
stop.
for Sydney again, buddy? Please?
Here's fully aware of this, that you did not acknowledge. So we are going to turn by case you were there, and then we'd have to slow down to minimum approach speed way out.
No, we didn't hear any downwind call.
Thanks, buddy. 1023? Yeah, 1023.
So you have to
John, 33, falling short of runway 16 right. Giants 8367, Melbourne Centre, line up 16 right and wait. Line up, runway 16 right.
Melbourne Centre, a very good morning to you. Velocity 924 is overhead Boree for the Boree 8. Papa uniform, correction, Papa arrival for runway 16 right. Oh my god, totally stuffed that up.
Velocity 924, Melbourne Centre, very good morning to you. Score for 3245, send to 5000, Sydney QNH 1023.
I copy, squawk 3245 down to 5000 on 1023, velocity 924. 5000 set, 3245 set. Okay. Got some traffic just there. I don't know what the
James,
I had it right there, 8
8367
Papa.
there.
I don't know why I said 8 Papa uniform.
Runway 16 left at 172. You're remaining in the circuit on your departure. The wind Sydney 200 degrees, 16 knots, runway 16 right, head for takeoff. John 8367, head for takeoff.
So the Tango Sierra Papa full stop.
Tango Sierra Papa, clear to land.
Clear line Tango Sierra Papa.
I don't know if the terrain works on that side. Still no Sydney VOR 1121. Don't know what's going on there with that.
Velocity 92, correction, velocity 924 to send to 3000.
3000, velocity 924. 3000 set.
And search contact 367, put you now through 1100 to 5000. Giant 8367, Melbourne identified. Continue climb to flight level 280.
There we go. It's gonna be a nice little drop.
Flight level 280, 8367. Giants 8367 anti, resume our navigation direct to Marlin, land route.
Easy aeroplane.
Easy
Easy aeroplane.
Marlin direct route. Giants 8367. Velocity 924 at zero, make a radar heading of 170 degrees.
From Bellow, heading 170, velocity 924. From furlough. Okay. Oh, 17, okay. Now.
Just froze up. Have a good one.
Thank you, Sheriff, for no worries, yeah.
Slow down a little bit. There was a nice little dive after that waypoint there. Between 4,000 and 5,000, which will be, so go down that a little bit, slow down some more. We'll keep winding you back to flaps up speed. There we go, down to 900 feet. It's 5,000. What's around?
Giant 8, 367. Continue climbing flight level 330. Continue climbing flight level 330. Giant 83. Velocity 924 from that heading, you cleared for ILS runway 16 right.
Clear for the ILS 16 right, velocity 924. God damn it, I keep saying velocity 9104. Okay, so we've been cleared for that. The approach checklist is altimeters 1023 set, 1023 set, and 1023 set. Approach checklist complete. Okay, so we haven't picked up that yet, so we're going to turn that way. Okay, see you out there. We'll go one stage of flap. Boards are in. .1095, yeah. Just haven't picked up a localizer yet. Okay. Keep slowing you down there.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. Turn you back in there. So Sydney fixes SY/10. Where are you? You're there. Okay. Ooh, it's a very miserable looking Sydney. There we go. There's the ILS. Okay, so. VOR lock coming in 155.
2,500.
Velocity 924, Sydney, come online and contact them 124.44.
Approach now 1244 910. Velocity 924. See ya.
See ya.
2,500.
Okay, we're on that, so over to approach. Slow you down a little bit more. Approach, very good morning, velocity 924, runway 16 right.
Velocity 9 at 24, very good morning to you too, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 16 right, velocity 924. What happened to all that grey weather we just had for like a split second? Explain? Hey? Where did all that go? Got blue skies and rain now. Stupid bloody weather system. Laps 5. Maybe Milo, it's raining, buddy. Can't do smooth landings in the wet. We want 147 down the approach. We're clear to land. 3,000 just approach. 155. 170, which is the actual heading. Flaps 30. Flaps 40. There's a new one, a new one. Landing checklist. Engine start switches are continuous. The speed brake is armed. The landing gear is down in 3 green and flaps 40 green light. Landing checklist complete. The weather in Sydney looked really good there a couple of minutes ago, and now it just looks like it's raining and hazy. Alrighty, let's do some flying. My aeroplane. Your ortho looks different. Dunno, buddy. Does it look like the high resolution ortho? No, it doesn't, does it? Dunno, you don't play with the X-plane for a little while and then all of a sudden your scenery changes. Part of the wonders that there's X-Plane. This looks like default scenery, doesn't it? Oh. We're no longer visual. No point looking out the window.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Bridge, altitude set.
Weather change.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200.
A high tree there.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Versus normal. And left rudder. Nah, that one definitely wasn't 10 to 275.
80 knots.
Coming off the brakes. Go. Flaps up. Up. You're off. You're off. You're off. You're off. Master caution, anti-ice. Come on.
Velocity 924, welcome to Sydney, taxi Bravo, cross runway 25 Bravo to the bay, g'day.
Via Bravo, cross 25 to the bay, velocity 924. Alright, Milo, see you later, buddy. Okay, on to you, and this should be Bravo. Just there, yeah. Corner 63, we got DLH19 there. Okay. Down to 9. Okay, down. If you're off, clear left, clear right, straight on. Okay, so right on Golf, which is just here. Strobes off, APU on. Okay, we have the second bay up here on the right. Taxi light off, bus on. That'll do. That. Okay, we are on the bus, shutting down 1, shutting down 2. Off. Beautiful, stop the clock, 1 hour and 24. Off, 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 off. Anti-collision is off. Unlock and open. Beautiful. Okay, shutdown checklist. Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps are off, but 1 for the APU. Propeats are off. Hydraulic panels set. Flaps are up and off. Parking brake is on. Engine start levers are cut off, and weather radar is off and off. Shutdown checklist complete. Alrighty, guys. Well, that concludes one flight. Now we need to get ready for the next one to Sydney Ballina. Let me come out of VR and let's go get that set up. Okay, it helps if I've got my mic on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a very quick break for 2 minutes while we set up the I might just change him. Let's take a very quick break for a couple of minutes while I turn the aircraft around. So one thing I like to do every stream is play a little video from our chosen charity, and this month we're raising money for the Red Cross Australia. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys, and we will get underway. See you in just a sec. Okay guys, welcome back. We are now ready to get underway, so what I'll do real quickly is get the weight and balance done for the aircraft, and then we'll get it set up. So we are, what are we, about 0 fuel weight of 61.4. So we'll put 20 on you, 61.4. Yep, and fuel 5.6. There we go. Alrighty, we'll go ahead now and get the ground services, get the better pushback pre-planned out.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, so we've got no ATC on the line besides centre now, so approach is gone, so 1250, we'll get you on standby there. Set up there. And we'll get our clearance now, so I'll get my pen and paper, and we'll get over to that. So we are velocity 1137. Centre, g'day again, velocity 1137, on the ground Sydney for Bellina, request clearance. Reset you.
Velocity 1137, Center standby 1, we'll get that for you.
Okay, so he's getting our weather for us. So go ahead and chuck this stuff, chucking some stuff into the box. So we're YSSY to Y Bravo November Alpha. It is SID BNK1 company route. Execute, and we have velocity 1137. Execute. I dare say we're probably given 16 left, so we might chuck that in there, and then it'll be an intra departure. So I'll go put that in now and just Kevin 6 to enter.
Velocity 1137, you cleared to Bellina via Intra, planned route 5000. Climb via SID, Kevin 6 departure, runway 16 left, score code 3265, and departures with me on 1250.
Cleared to Bellina via Intraplan loop 5000, Kevin 6 departure, runway 16 left, squawk 3265 and airborne 1250, velocity 1137. 3265, Kevin 6 5000 intra, which is what we've got in. Alrighty. Check you. Alrighty, so what we're going to do, guys, is
on the photo, just 412 on the ground.
Turn you off a little bit. So one of the things that we need to do is review the flight plan for our flight today. If I bring this up now, we've got our airways, so what we'll do is review the flight plan, we'll set up the aircraft, we'll do our departure briefing, and then we'll get underway. So we are operating a... Oops. Did something. We're operating the velocity 1137 from Sydney through to Bellina today. The trip time is about 57 minutes, requiring about 2.8 tonnes of fuel. We're taking a bit of contingency there in a destination. I've taken an extra 30 minutes. We're not carrying an alternate for this flight. The weather's not too bad in Bellina. We've got an extra reserve there, meaning the minimum required is 5.5 tonnes, or a little bit over 5.5 tonnes. So it's actually 5.3 plus our taxi gives us a ramp there of 5.5. If you look just right in my head there, you'll see that we've got 5.6 plus 1 on that, just for a bit of APU burn. We've got a zero fuel weight of just shy of 61.4. With our fuel on board minus the taxi gives us a takeoff weight of 66.7 tonnes. So a little bit overweight for our landing. If we have to come back, we just need to keep that in the back of our mind. Minus our trip gives us a landing weight in Bellina of about 64 tonne. Okay, so we're going up at flight level 370 up to Bellina today. We spoke about the shear rate on the previous flight down where it was at 2. It's at 3 now. Anything greater than 6 means that we're going to have a bumpy cruise, so we should have relatively smooth conditions. We're going to have a nice little tailwind there pushing us along as well. Don't need to worry about the alternate summary or the contingency. moving further down. We'll brief this part as we go through and set up the FMC. This is the business end. This is all the information that we put into the flight management computer. So we'll come back to that guy there. This is our route. So it's a really nice short one-pager route. It won't be very long. We should be landing with about 2.5 tons. And looking at our weather, so we know that the weather's crap here in Sydney, 190 at 17, good visibility but showers of rain, few at 1800 feet, scattered at 3000, broken at 4000, temperature 15, which is what we've got in the aircraft, dew point of 13, QNH 1023, which we've got set also in the aircraft. There is an inter which is active as of 45 or 42 minutes ago, the visibility coming into 5000 showers of rain, broken at 1000 feet, also from 42 minutes ago. Moderate turbulence below 5. Looking a little bit later on, that's active now. A little bit later on, it's going to be raining in Sydney for a while, so a fair bit of rain coming through Sydney. Looking for our destination of Ballina. It's 220 at 2 knots, so barely or next to no wind. Good visibility, a couple of scattered cloud, overcast at 10,000, temperature 21, and 1018. No TAF available, so fairly good conditions in Ballina, nothing to really worry about. Looking at our departure, again, you can see we're going to have a bit of a crosswind here as we fly up. The yellow, so we are sitting down here on the right side of the chart. The yellow line is the direct route, the red is our flight plan, and as you can see, we're going to have a nice little crossed sort of tailwind pushing us along there. Okay, well that's the end of the review of the flight plan. What we'll do now is go ahead and get the box set up, then I'll get all the aircraft set up for our departure, do a departure briefing, and we'll get underway. Okay, so looking at the plan again, probably better bring it up so you guys can see. So looking at the business end of the flight plan, that's this guy here. We've got a 0 fuel weight of, we're just going to round that up to 64. We're taking reserves of 1.1, cost index of 20. We're going up to flight level 370 today. The cruise wind up there is 248 at 19. And the temperature is negative 49. We'll do a /15, we'll do a standard 24k D rate. We won't do a D rate in the climb to punch through that weather as quickly as possible. Coming over here, the runway condition is wet. The wind in Sydney, do a quick meta to get the latest. The wind in Sydney is 150 at 18 knots, 50 at 18. Beautiful. It's a +5 departure with that guy there. Gives us keep running, keep spinning, baby, keep spinning. 5. It's about 5 there, and that's our takeoff speeds there. The descent page, sorry, cruise page is on point, but the descent page needs fixing up. 178 and 280. I remember now. Forecast is 110, and the descent winds for this flight are in this column just here, and we're going to choose 290, 220, and 140, so 290, 220, and 140, yeah, 140. Okay, so yeah, that should be okay. The wind we have is 243 at 31, 243 at 31, 247 at 18, 247 at 18, 269 at 10, 269 at 10. Activate. Progress going to land with about 2.3, 2.4. Plan says 2.5. We'll probably get a bit closer as we it gets in there and starts calculating a little bit better. But it all looks fairly good. Okay, so let me go ahead now and get some charts up, and I'll configure the aircraft, and then we'll do a briefing and go. So we don't want you now. We want 3, 4, 1, 6 left is you. We don't want the star chart. We want a SID chart or the Kevin 6 execute. Okay, so it's 155. So we're doing 150. You that side, 151. 1155 to 5,000 L nav V nav. You over there, come down here. We wanted turn you off. Why are you still there? Star, you're off. Approach. Thank you. 110 set 3265 3265. Minimum 220 to you. Okay, so what we'll do now is a bit of a departure briefing. So organise the pushback. So, guys, if you've got any questions during this, please let me know. So we are here over in domestic 2, we're on bay 35, so it's going to be a tail left, nose right departure, which we've already organised. It's going to be a taxi probably via Golf and Charlie crossing 25 down to Bravo 10, where we'll then blast off runway 16 left. The weather conditions here we know that are wet, there's got a few bumps, so we need to treat the weather with the respect it deserves. So we're not doing a derate in the climb, we're going to punch straight through it as quickly as possible. It is a left-hand seat takeoff, which means that I am the pilot flying, you guys will be the pilot monitoring. We're using LNAV and VNAV to assist me. Flaps 5 departure, standard 24k derate, like I said, no derate in the climb. So what we'll be doing is we've got the aircraft set up for 151, which is our V2 speed, 155, which is the heading, and 5,000 as per the clearance. I've got this chart just up here, which is the arrival chart for runway 16 left. So if you see anything during the takeoff roll that you don't like, sing it out on chat and I'll review it, make the assessment of whether we abort. So that's from 0 up to 80 knots. From 80 knots through to V1, I'm only going to abort for things like an engine failure or loss of control of the aircraft. From V1, we take the problem into the sky. So talking about taking the problem into the sky, we can see that the minimum safe altitude around this airport is 2,700 feet. As we are departing off the left runway, we'll just do a series of left-hand turns and come back around onto the approach for 16 left, which is course 155 and ILS frequency 110.9, which is what we've got set up there, with a minimum of 220 feet, which is what we've got set there. We are a little bit overweight by about 300 or 400 kilos. By the time we taxi out there, get airborne and fly around, we'll be right on our max landing weight, so we'll just come straight back and land. But we'll just do a very little check of that first during the flight. Okay, so if nothing does go wrong, we have been cleared for the Kevin 6 departure, which is chart 10-3 Juliet, effective the 24th of May, which is the Kevin 6 departure from runway 16 left. So it calls for, there is a speed restriction of 250 knots below 10,000. It does have a minimum climb gradient, which we're going to easily meet in this aircraft. And there are some other special requirements as well. But for Entra, Kevin turn left track 080 on passing 10,000 feet, turn left track direct to Entra. It's pretty straightforward. But the initial climb is parallel runway operations, do not turn right. So there's 16 left and 16 right. We're going off left and we're going to go left. We don't want to make sure we don't turn right. So track 155 degrees at 500 feet. We're doing a left-hand turn to track 100 degrees to intercept and track the 128 to Kevin. And then we might just chuck that in now. Actually, we've got that SY 128/10. Alright, we'll just put 128 in there. Thanks very much. Which you can see there's a 128 radial outbound from Sydney. And then for intro, we then at Kevin we turn left 080, passing 10,000 feet. We turn left track direct to enter and then plan. So pretty straightforward. Alrighty guys, well that concludes the departure briefing. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. If not, we'll get into it and get going. So we've got Sydney approach online now, so we'll go back and chuck him on there. Okay, I think we're good to go. So what we might do is, before I jump into VR, we'll do a quick pre-flight checklist here, and then we'll get underway. Okay, so the pre-flight checklist. Yeah. Oxygen tested 100%. My side tested 100%. Your side navigation, transfer, and display switches. That's these guys here. They're all normal and auto. The window heat is on, which is the 4 switches along the back there. The pressurization mode selector is on auto. Flight level 370 is our chosen altitude today. The flight instruments, we've got heading 086 my side, 086 your side, we've got 1023 my side, 1023 on, whoops, 1023 on standby, and 1023 on that side. The parking brake is set and the engine start levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklist is complete.
Taxi the home for Bravo 10 165 Charlie, crisscross runway 25, just 412.
Alrighty, let's get going. So I'm just going to jump into VR here. So the screen's going to go black just for a second while we do, and I'll be with you in just a second. Just dropped my controller on my rudder pedal. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Okay. We want you there. Zoom you and we can close you. You're okay about there. We want monitor 1, which is you, and close you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the aircraft ready. See you later, guys, in the back. Close you and locked. Okay, we want the before start checklist. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, before start checklist is fuel. We've got 5.6 tons as per the plan, and pumps are on. Nothing required for the center tank. The passenger signs are now on. The windows are locked my side, locked your side. MCP, we've got the V2151 heading 155 and 5,000 set. The takeoff speeds we've got are 136, 144 and 151. I just need to quickly, sorry guys, I just need to check out another screener, which is this guy here, just so I can see the text in VR. Check it there. The city pre-flight is completed. The trim is free and 0. The taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed to the line. Below the line, the flight deck door is closed and locked, and the anti-collision light is on. Pre-flight before start checklist, sorry, is complete. So we want to request pushback.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Sydney approach velocity 1137, bay 35, request push.
Velocity 1137, push approved.
30, push approved 1137.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
You're cleared to connect.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Start the clock. Probably need to go back just a smidge more. And brakes are released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, clear to start the engines. See you later, guys, on the aero bridge that have left us. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start the engine. So it's the second start of the day, so over to the right, leads off, and starting 2. Velocity 443. We don't fly from that terminal, buddy. Starting to cut out.
Just, correction 412, ready, holding point Bravo 10, 16 left.
Just 412, clear to take off.
Let's start on 2, let's start 1.
Just to take off, 16 left, report airborne, just 412.
Lufthansa 1 is ready for taxi.
Return 19, standby.
If you're coming on.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Start the cutout. Okay, that's a good start on 1, flaps 5.
Return 19, in taxi 20 point Alpha 1, no 16 stripes, by Golf, left by Alpha.
Watch your knees, guys.
Yeah, Golf and Alpha.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Hand signal on the left. Okay, so we've got before takeoff, before taxi checklist, generators are on, probe heats on, anti-ice not required, isolation valve is auto, interstart switch is continuous recall check, auto brake is RTO, interstart switches are idle, detent, flight controls have been checked, and dispatch clearance is checked, or taxi checklist is complete.
And tractor again, 412.
City approach, velocity 1137 with Alpha, request taxi.
Velocity 1137, what's that call it?
Yeah, approach velocity 1137 with Alpha, request taxi.
Velocity 1137, taxi point Bravo 10, radar 16 back via Charlie, custom 825, left on Bravo 10.
Bravo 10 holding point via Charlie, cross 25 to Bravo 10, velocity 1137. Alrighty, let's go. APU's off, you're on, brakes are off, clear left and clear right, let's go.
Sydney approach on a 390 Suzuki running through 15,000, 50150.
On a 790 Squawk 4076.
Alrighty, crossing 25, clear left, clear right, strobes on. Turn the centre line of the taxiway, please, sure.
Near Delta 50 push.
Delta 50 plus approved.
Strobes off.
Push approved Delta 50.
Okay, cabin's ready. Before takeoff checklist is flaps are 5, green light, and stabilizer trim is 5 units set. Or takeoff checklist complete. Okay, this should be Bravo 10 up here on the left, which it is. Approach velocity 1137, Bravo 10, 16 left, ready.
Velocity 1137, takeoff and A16 for airborne.
Fifth takeoff, velocity 1137. Okay, you, weather, double ding the crew. Strobes on. Traffic's on. Alrighty, clear on the approach, by the looks of it. Clear right. Alrighty guys, here we go. Keep it rolling. Running lights
On
on.
the 790, contact not center 125 station.
72165.0 on the 790.
Both engines coming up together, that's good, let's go. Rocket, how are you, buddy? Thrust set, 80 knots.
E1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
$400.
400. Acceleration height.
Velocity 443 is 3 Delta,
That's one.
Commander, and 2 Chancellor, and then 1 Professor. Squawk 4025,
Flaps up. Approach, g'day, velocity 1137 is 1,800 on climb 5,000.
Velocity 1137, sitting through traffic, 555 level 2, ground.
280, velocity 1137. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, we'll go actually get rid of you, that'll make life a little bit easier. Over to you. 280, set. Oh no, we don't like what you're doing. What are you doing? We want to LNAV, BNAVs, sorry, level change that. What were you doing, aeroplane? Alrighty, level climb. Grab you. Yeah, BNAV. N1, LNAV and BNAV speed. Much better. Sorry, Rocket. Ty, just heading to bed. Ureld? What? You're just off to bed, buddy, are ya? Okay, so we can go off there after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, packs are on, landing gear is up and off, and flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Oh, hello Captain. This is one of those fancy new NGs with auto start switches. You don't need to set them to just leave them on auto. Ah, well, buddy, our company policy is to manually switch them to continuous, not leave them on auto. But I appreciate the comment. But yeah, the company I work for, their procedure is to have them as manually set to continuous, which is interesting. Yeah, Moroccan, I'm not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. Oh, good. Rain. Just off to Ballina, which is a nice little regional.
Contact, Melbourne,
What's that for us?
Over to Melbourne Centre 125.0, just 412.
So we're off to Ballina, which is a nice little rural place in Australia here. It's only got a 6,000 foot runway, so that'll be nice. And there's transition standard through 10,000 now check. Letting lights off. Don't worry about the lights. We're above the weather, let the crew up. Trust me, it's auto for Voz. I am a smart pirate after all, you should know that. Is it really? I thought, do we do a policy change or something? But it's part of the checklist. Oops, wrong button. It's part of the checklist! The ones that have auto. Yeah, we might have to update the checklist then. I always forget to do is change my chart over.
Sydney approach, velocity 443, request pushing stop.
The X-plane is approved. Yes, maybe I'll have to tell the lazy. Yeah, I think so, mate.
Pushing start approved, velocity 443.
Some really good flight, some tracking there. Oops, wrong button. I'm just following the checklist. Milo would be upset with me for doing that. Yeah, we're gonna fix that up now. Go to Entra. Still trying to turn around a waypoint. Alrighty, we're above all the crap. Let the guests up.
Eastern Time 1 minute for you, Paragraph Country 1300 feet. Houston 190 at 619 at the ballpark, 2500 feet exact. Climb to investigate the 1 and a heavy.
It's interesting. It wouldn't. The Zibo wouldn't. On passing 10,000 feet, turn left. Just know that for next time.
Delta 40 heavy, taxi, 16 right.
Delta 40, taxi 105 Alpha 1, runway 16, flying off Western Alpha.
Alpha 1, 16 right, Delta 3.
Ready to taxi, velocity 443. Velocity 443, taxi 1.5, Bravo 10, runway 16, open flyer, Charlie, 695, Western Gulf. Holding point Bravo 10 at 1 left clear Charlie, cross 195 Bravo. Velocity 443.
Alrighty, let's get some shots up for Bellina, right? I don't think I actually put... Yeah, I didn't. That was a bit cheeky. Bellina, there we go. Okay, so we're going to put you up there. Am I able to... Anyone on stream there, am I able to get a meta for Bellina at all, please? Exclamation mark meta, METAR space Yankee Bravo November Alpha. If someone's there still. No. I'm flying alone. Okay. 130 at 7. Pretty much direct crosswind. 100 degrees. 110 degrees. Yeah. What do we got here? The RNAV to 06. Just easily do that. should be almost being close to being handed off to centre here. Departures, arrivals. Yeah, I know absolutely for on my 06 BK WE. So coming up the coast. BK WE. Execute legs. Should make it a little bit easier for us, shouldn't it? Oops. WH 06. Execute. Enable cruise altitude. Ooh, maybe we've got a little bit. Let's have a look here. Legs. 'Cruise? Yeah, I've got heaps. What are you talking about, aeroplane? Who's dinging it? Is that for us? No. Give the RNAV X-ray a go. Let me see here. Let me have a look at the we reckon from Opeso. It's got a what's that minimum there? 350. Oh, 560. Yeah, it's got a lower minimum. It could come from a peso. Could do that. Departures. Right.
1,000 to go.
Approach velocity 1137 approaching 280. Looking for further climb.
1137 standing by a bit, and drawing.
Couldn't understand what he was saying then. Hey Kurt. Sorry, approach, you're quite high here, difficult to understand. Can you say again for 1137?
1137 to stand by assessment. I couldn't see if anybody will cover you further.
Okay, yeah, we'll hold at 280, velocity 1137. Piso, yeah, that's what we want to go from, I think. Execute you, legs. Back to you, you.
1137, same forward on the anyway, so you can contact them before I get them.
Oh, this guy's got the worst mic on the face of the planet. Sorry, approach 1137. Was that contact center 1250?
They found contact center 1250.
Center 1250 over 1137. See ya. Center, good afternoon. Actually, good morning. Velocity 1137 is holding flight level 280, looking for further climb.
Velocity 1137, Melbourne Centre, flight level 370.
370, velocity 1137.
Post station calling Melbourne Centre, say again.
It's better. That's looking better. Thanks, buddy.
What do you handle? Quarter 790, sorry. Quarter 790, just you deal with it, you're extending to the east by airspace in a second. So you can expect to hand off to Unicom in a minute. So Qantas 790,
okay,
you can
copy.
make switch now for further ATC or control services available to you. Contact Unicom 122, that's fine.
Service 122, that's fine. Good morning, Qantas 790.
Just 504 when ready to send flight with 180.
50, we'll go up here. 3. What's Bellina got? Anything exciting? It's got an NDB. It's cute. 206. Taxiway bar Bravo. Can you guys see that when I'm looking at that? Can you guys? No, you guys don't see that until I come out of the Oculus dash screen. That's really interesting. So if I bring that up there, you guys don't see it until I turn it on. No, wrong button. So if I turn that on, now you guys see it. That's really weird. They've changed that in the Oculus Dash software. You guys don't get to see Oculus Dash. I wonder if there's some settings I can work there. Settings. You won't probably see this at the moment, guys, but Dash. The Sydney weather was good, mate. Wristwatch, put your wristwatch. That's cool. I got a watch. You guys don't see it. Damn. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, mate. The weather in Sydney was very nice to fly in. Don't bother with that. Are you gonna fly somewhere, Kurdo?
Just F504.
Oh yeah, nice. Well, it's raining in Sydney at the moment. It was really raining when I landed, so that's not a bad idea. I can't remember the last time I was in Bellina. Hopefully I've got scenery. I wonder if the VOS pack covers Bellina. Yeah, I almost crashed into Sydney last night. Do I dare ask how you almost crashed? You flying the Saab again, mate? It wasn't stable, continue. You can always go around, mate. You can always go around. Chief Pilot is listing. Video or it didn't happen, mate.
Thousand to go.
1,000 to go, check. Come up on 37,000 feet. Here we go, time to accelerate now. Ah, dear. Okay, so A320 and Boeing 737 aircraft use taxi Bravo as the preferred access for taxiing into and out from parking. Bays 3 and 4. Okay, on the RPT apron. Okay. Birds and animal hazards exist. I think we need a NOTAM about birds. It's a 30-meter runway. Alrighty, what we might do, guys. Curto, are you still there, buddy? Or Dino? Yo, can you get me a meta for Bellina? Can I get a meta for Bellina, please? Okay, wait. The boss can do it. Thanks, guys. I've not signed off on that yet.
Just 504 send to 9 Sydney QNH 1022.
From main station.
62, 63 for.
504 FM 9000, Sydney QNH 1066.
2 ton? We're going to use 3 ton. No, we're just really heavy. Okay. 63. The 139. Alright, what we might do is a quick chat to the guests in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your captain speaking. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you aboard Virgin Australia Flight 1137 from Sydney through to Ballina. We do apologise for the slight delay out of Sydney. Unfortunately, the aircraft, or the sector this aircraft was operating prior to this one was a little bit late. We have endeavoured to, though, make up as much time as possible, and we'll have you on descent very soon into Ballina. The box has us touching down at about 10 minutes past the hour, and we should have you on the bay shortly after that. The weather for arrival's not looking too bad. There's a bit of a southeasterly wind and a few scattered clouds, and a current temperature, of 21 degrees. Well, that's about all you'll hear from us unless something does change, so we do appreciate you choosing to fly Virgin Australia, and we trust you've had a pleasant flight. Thank you and good morning. Alrighty, back with you. Okay, let's get everything ready. So let's do a departure, departure and arrival briefing.
Climb flight level 330, velocity 443.
We need to watch the Waste Management Centre. Understood. Thanks, mate. And we need to get set up a little bit earlier than usual. Okay, understood.
Velocity 1137, contact Brisbane Centre now on 135.607.
Sorry, can we just get that frequency one more time for 1137?
737 135.60.
135.60, velocity 1137.
Please, just on 400. To the Rooney 4 arrival, runway 14.
That'll give us a decel there.
Ready, flight level 250, and temperature Delta.
Okay, let's do an arrival briefing, guys. So we know the weather's pretty good down there in Ballina. So we're going to do the RNAV X-ray arrival at runway 06, which is chart 12-20. Just hold there while I contact ATC. Centre, very good afternoon, or sorry, very good morning still. Velocity 1137 with you, flight level 370.
Velocity 1137, Brisbane Centre, exactly.
Okay, so we've been clear. We're going to be doing the RNAV X-ray arrival from Peso, which you can see just here, 3,200 feet. From there, it's then to November Alpha 420 at 190 below, or 2,500 feet, which we can see there. From there, it's an A430, which you can see there at 2,030. Just bring that up there. Actually, we'll go up a little bit more. From there, it's to Palmip, and then we've got there at 1,400, and from there we continue the approach. We've got 350 feet as our decision, which we've got right there. The missed approach for this approach is track 062 to NA 450, hence track 062 inclined to 2,000 feet. The terrain around the place, we've got some high terrain to the left of the field, so we make sure that we bust out to the right should we need to. We've got 2,000 to the east and south west of the field. Provided everything does go well, it's a flaps 40 landing for us today. We've got a VREF of 139, so we'll do 144 down the approach. We're brake level 3 for this landing. It is quite a short field at only 6,234 feet long, 30 metre across runway, so it's going to be interesting. We haven't done one of these for a little while. So we're going to jump off on, we're going to come onto runway 06, come around here down the end of 24 and taxi back. The chart says we need to take taxiway Bravo into bay 3 or 4 here, which we will do. In regards to navos, we've got an ADF which we've got set 206 there and is set just there. And we probably better do exactly what the boss has suggested. Brisbane Centre velocity 1137.
The 1137, go ahead.
Brisbane, yes, Centre 1137. Request direct from Banter Director Peso for the INAV X-ray for runway 06 into Ballina, and we're also approaching top of descent.
Seven, after Panda, direct to Peso, when ready, you send flight level 260.
Okay, from Bandit Director Peso, when ready to send a flight level 260, velocity 1137. 260 set. Okay, let's do the descent checklist. You're set. You're done. Descent checklist is... Oh, give me it! Pressurization, landing altitude is 50 feet set, recall is checked, auto brake is level 3. The landing data, we've got VREF of 139, flaps 40, the minimum's at 350 feet, and the approach briefing is completed, descent checklist complete. I hope we've got scenery for Ballina. It's gonna suck if we don't. So chuck the chart back on. I feel like I need to drag you a little bit more vertically. These kind of charts. Okay, that's top of descent. Okay, idle. Okay, drag required. We are under speed here and we are dipping to grab the vertical path, which is coming back up, so everything looks good, so we'll acknowledge that, but no action required. And center velocity 1137, vacating 370.
1177.
Dean, where do you get that steeper than normal profile from? Where are you seeing that so I can see it? Looks fairly okay to me. Oh, Harry said so on page 10-7. Copy that. Okay.
Just 412 staying out of the down flight level 250.
Guy sounds like KD.
F412.
Hey boss, can I get another another meta for Bellina? Sorry, I forgot to put the Q&H there on standby. My bad. Don't fire me. Thanks, mate. What do we got here? 1017. How good is it, buddy? I got some fantastic visibility here too, Kurt.
Aussie 443, but better today.
Dino, hasn't all our 737s always had auto? I've never seen a 737 without auto and that configuration of start switch. Is that something that's changed?
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. Center velocity 1137, approaching 260 with further descent.
Aussie 1177, descend flight level 130.
130, velocity 1137. Set. Oh, okay. Well, I imagine it's probably not modelled at this then, Dino, so I should probably continue to do it. And again, is ice modelled? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, it would be awesome to grab an updated checklist, and then I can update this checklist. Okay, copy that. Okay, copy. Is that available in the download section that I can get it from? Check email in 30 seconds. Oh, awesome. Thanks, mate. I'll go ahead and update this. And the cabin crew prepared for landings through flight level 200, isn't it, Dino? And then seatbelt sign on through getting close to 10, isn't it? I'm not asking, man. I'm just having an open conversation. I'm thinking out loud, right? I can't, mate. There's a chart in the way. Look at the balls grow on you, Kurto, when you don't have to fly with me, mate.
That's 412, descend flight level 130. Down 130, that's 412.
I need my watch back. I don't really like that idea. Wristwatch, there we go. I'm still serving drinks on the back. Cabin crew prepare for landing. see land. What we might do here is a very quick save flight, if I can do it here.
Brisbane Temple,
Use replay, pause, flight config. I think it's pretty much there for flight config. Main menu, save flight, save, resume. Go.
Following apologies, second. Course 968, Brisbane Temple. Would it be possible to 5 minutes earlier, just for preparation? But yeah, course 968.
On a 1068, there are no stars available for cancel, and it's currently class off airspace, so you can expect it to standard class off service in your descent.
Okay, thanks. Fine.
Velocity 1137, when ready to leave control area descending. No reported IFR traffic, area QNH 1017. Control service terminated.
We controlled services terminated at 1017, velocity 9104. Back correction, velocity 1137, see ya.
1,000 to go.
God's sake, you stop flying with 9104, it becomes second nature. Alright, let's keep going, damn.
37, you can report back on this frequency to cancel fire off.
It's awfully green up here. Itchy head, I can't get to it because of the headset. Ah, there we go. Drag required. Okay. See what happens when we go to from standard to U. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some drag. So U out. 1017. 2,800. Now check. You on you. Traffic Velocity 1137 IFR 737 is 12 miles to the south. Inbound for the RNAV X-ray arrival via SO runway 06. Estimate final time 02000. Traffic number. What about those two guys? They're 8,600, they're going to be on the ground. Close to it anyway. Ah, dear. Heaps of room in this cockpit to put my feet around, which is really nice. That doesn't look like 10 miles visibility. I hope that wind swings around. It's gonna suck if it doesn't. One 150 at 10, yeah, should do. 017, broken at 4,300, overcast at 5,900. Okay. Hey, Dana, are we allowed to have, if I'm flying this thing around World Flight, am I allowed to put the HUD on? I feel like it's a World Flight edition for safety. Wind chimes there. And there goes that wind. Awesome. Understood. I'm glad we're doing the X-ray with a lower minimum, Dino. Alright, approach checklist. The altimeters are 1017, 1017, 1017. Approach checklist complete. Hits is each hit with one. There are a total of one. Thanks for the one biddy, buddy. GI, sorry guys, 1 second. Oh.
Thousand to go.
1,000 to go. That's one. Miniwebs, hey, welcome to the stream, my friend, welcome. We're just coming into Bellina. little bit better. Oh, nice. We're coming into 06 for the RNAV X-ray for this one.
Thousand to go.
Yeah, dear. Until you get to 700 feet there, 2,000. You can set 100 until you get to 1,700. Thanks for the 1 biddy, buddy.
$2,500.
Below the Mr. Projectile shoot, so you can send him Mr. Project. Aha! Okay, got me understood. We'll keep descending Neil for the change. And whoops. Weather's not looking too good here in Delta. I don't think so. Oh. Is that what you mean? That guy there? Yeah, cool. Copy. Alright, let's do some hand flying. Like my aircraft. Landing checklist. Engine start switches are continuous. Speed breaker's arm. Our landing gear is down 3 green and flaps up big green lines. That checklist complete. Brace, brace. No. A dime there. Mr. Merchants.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Check. Jetstar 459's here.
Up Approaching 400.
Minimums. Continue.
$200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, we landed really long there. Decelerating. Larrikin, how are you, buddy? Here we go. Welcome to Ballina, everyone. Thanks, mate. Got the boss watching, so I gotta make sure I don't totally cock it up. Oh, rudder pedals. Rudder pedals slipped then for a second. Dark in here. Off. So taxiway Bravo. What? So the first one up on the left. No, the Jetstar 459 guy was going to the same place as us. He took off about 10 minutes before us. Well, it does look like we've got scenery. I didn't pay much attention there where we were coming in. Set correctly. This is us here. Three and go on the bus. I don't think he's parked in the right spot, has he? Might just go down here. Stay away from him. Bloody cowboy Jetstar pilot. That's close enough. Here we go, on the bay. We're on the bus, shutting down. Hey Milo. Missed our landing into Ballina, mate. Engine light is off. Set. Unlock. And open. Righty, shutdown checklist. Shutdown checklist is fuel pumps are off, but one for the APU. Probe heat's off. The hydraulic panel is now set. The flaps are up, and when the parking brake is on, engine start switches are cut off, and the weather radar is off and off. Shutdown checklist complete. This is Bellina, mate. YB and K. Or YB and A, sorry. Alright guys, let me jump out of VR, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, let me just get rid of that and get some X-Plane back on. There we go. So if we jump out here, we'll have a bit of a look around here at Bellina. Is the airport just there? Did he pull into the right bay? Oh, he did too. Yeah, okay. We could have gone there too, I guess, but we'll stay away from him just in case. Pulling in. Wow, yeah, pull out and around. He pulled around that way. I don't know if I trust virtual pilots enough to do that kind of a tight turn. Yeah, so this is Bellina, guys. It wasn't too bad. I hope you enjoyed the approach. I definitely have to dust up on my RNAV approaches. I haven't done an RNAV for a while, but thanks, Dino. I appreciate the support through that, buddy. That was very much good fun. Alrighty, guys. Well, that concludes my flight today, or for this stream anyway. I think I might be back a little bit later on with some DCS now that I've got it all downloaded and fixed up. So what we've done a Brisbane-Sydney and a Sydney-Bellina flight today, which has been good. But hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Until next time, I'll see you all very soon. And yeah, have a good weekend. See ya.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.